Hello, I'm Dave Kassler. I'm amateur radio call sign KE0OG. This is a flying video is in addition to, not a substitute for, one of the Ask Dave videos. This is just some landings today. It was just absolutely a gorgeous day without too much wind. And I'm just going to run this thing along the bottom, and we'll just take a look at a couple of the landings. We did a number of landings quite successfully. So let's start about here and take a look at this first one. I don't have the sound yet that's going on in the cockpit, and I kind of overdid the downwind, so we had quite a ways to come in to landing. And again, remember that this is a wide-angle lens, and the camera is off to the left side on one of the wing struts. And you can see up here in the corner the tracks. This is ground speed here, ground speed. We're ideally landing into a bit of a headwind. We're a little high, but it's a real long runway, and we don't need much room to land. Look right there at that. It's almost a crosswind directly across the runway right here. So we come in for this landing and get down close. Now the camera is slightly below eye level. There we go. We touched down there. We had a little bounce on the front wheel. So let's just move on ahead here. And we'll just go up over here and take a look at our next landing right here. There's a number of things about the pattern that I'm trying to get totally consistent here. But I'm getting much better at lining up on the runway in spite of a crosswind. And to do this, I use the technique. It's laid out in the FAA's Airplane Flying Handbook. It's called a Sideslip. And using the rudders to keep the aircraft pointed down the runway, and then the ailerons to keep it in the right spot. Here, once again, I'm landing left of center line. That was not a bad landing right there. Okay, so let's just go ahead to the next clip. We'll go in here and take it around. This is absolutely gorgeous, beautiful day. This was a go-around. Okay, we decided that to just go around. And then here we are doing it again. It just takes a lot of repetition. And there's an old saying, you've heard the term practice makes perfect. In music, they say that. How many mothers have said to their children, practice makes perfect? I think a better way to say that is that perfect practice makes perfect. You got to get it right and practice it right. It's like when I play the organ, I've got to be able to play a hymn. I probably play it 100 times before I play it at church. I've got to get the muscle memory in shape and so on. We are going to touch down here, even though we are long. We've got a nice long runway. So we just keep it coming down. We're at 70 miles an hour. And now we're going to sort of pull back just a little bit, and you see the speed drop very quickly, and we drop down onto the runway. Not too bad, that one, although left of the center line. And off we go again. See if I can pick that up there and move this over to the next one. And let's get back a little ways here and come around on this landing. I'm really sort of rounding out the corners, and you can see that up here that I'm rounding out the corners a little too much. And we'll make it. This will be a good landing. And you can see the ground speed right here is going up a little bit as we come down, but again, this is ground speed. See if we can spot our windsock there is entirely at a different point. That windsock right there gets problems from the wind blowing around the hangars tends to put it in an odd spot. Here we are coming down. You just touch down real nice. Touch down real nice right there. Okay, now let's go to the next one. This next one's got a whole bunch of funny stuff out here. We were practicing turns and steep turns, and if we go out here we can see nice 45-degree turns, trying to keep this thing at a steady altitude and a steady amount of turning and so on. So we'll go up just a little further for this one right here. And I think I kind of overdid it there a little bit. Anyway, we'll go to the last pane here. We were coming in for a landing, and we were right here. We were going to join the pattern and come up. We turned away because there was a lot of traffic over in here. So we turned away and just kind of spent some time, and then came back in on the 45 right about here. You can see the runway right here. Okay, so we're going to come into about this point right here and join the downwind, and then make our turn and go on into our final landing of the day. Here it is. We're not so doggone close to the runway when we turn, and there's a little bit of a power management thing you need to do. You basically control how far you go forward with the power, but you want to keep your angle of descent the same and the speed about the same. And here we are. Where's our windsock? It's blowing out here to the side again. And so we're going to come down right on runway 3, everybody's favorite runway. And we're going to land past these, but not far past them. And you get a ground effect, and we did a little hop right there that you can see. Okay, that wraps it up for the day, and until we next meet, 73.